Hello again! Dark Sage going to take another step on the journey to 1,000,000%. Alright, last time I played I was told that the sound in the game might be a little high, so we're going to turn it down just a little bit and see if that helps things out. While I'm in the options menu, a couple of things that I found. All of these things here, active cam, extra HUD, found HUD, and charge bars, should probably be turned on for your gameplay. Charge bars will make things like Monstro's Lung and Brimstone have a much more visual indicator of when they're ready to be fired. Found HUD is how all the items you pick up will show up on the right-hand side, or at least the last 10. That's what that is. Extra HUD is your stats. Not sure what active cam is, so I guess I don't know everything about this game. Anyways, oh hey, you know what? I'm on the wrong save file. It's actually the right save file. All the stuff is still on. Alright, that's one embarrassing little blunder. Alright, beat Mom last time. Let's go into it again. Let's see what we can get done. Alright, so Isaac is the character that starts with generally the most balanced stats. I suppose it couldn't hurt anything to do a couple of challenges, unlock some more consumables. Oh yeah, this is a great start. Yep. Hey, you know you're doing good when you walk into a room and just take half your total life bar and damage just for no reason. To be fair, first run of the day, it's a little late at night here, so you'd probably be asking, why is this first run of the day? Isn't it about bedtime for people? Well, I worked all morning, got off work, came home, ate lunch, took a nap, kind of by accident, and now here we are. So, recording late at night. And the secret room is here. Never fails. Of course, it's not a good secret room. Oh well. Oh, probably gonna want that in the near future. Right now, my goal is the item room. Hello, bird. In case you're wondering what that lovely nonchalant little thing was, that would be my bird. You probably heard him chirp in the background just now. Hello, bird. He's sitting on my shoulder right now. Even though the idea of what this item does seems rather obvious, I will still explain it as per my promise. Monster Manual is going to summon a buddy for me temporarily. Basically, it'll summon a random familiar for one room. Whatever that familiar be. Okay, I'm confused. Not having a good run. Gotta pull it back. After that one room, the familiar will disappear, and the item will be set to a recharge timer. In this case, 3 rooms. Each bar on the meter indicates a number of rooms that need to be cleared before I can use the item again. Love to know what I got out of that. Synth oil, damage and range up. That again seems pretty self-explanatory. You can see just how much the damage and range values change by watching my stat bar on the left-hand side of the screen. Alright, that was not the strongest beginning. This room always scares me, even though it's really not that bad. Especially when you're in kind of a bad position. Okay, well, like I said, first run of the day. Let's try again, this time with a little bit less failure. Boarded up doors like this require 2 bombs to open. So if I do well enough, which that first run is making it seem like maybe not, but I should be able to get in there. It's either going to be Isaac's bedroom or... I mean, that's normally what it is. But I need to get my feet underneath me first before I can think about that. If that last run is anything to go by, I'm not having a great time at things right now. We all have off days. This is just one of those. So if I were going for an even streak, I'd be a little upset about that. That is an embarrassing loss. The virus. Alright, so what that's going to do is it's going to make it so that I lose a little bit of speed, but now any enemy I touch will be poisoned, and if the enemy dies due to that poison, there's a strong chance that I'll be getting a black card out of it. So it's good for both offense and defense. Now I just need some method of activating invulnerabilities. Another thing I love about this game is despite the fact that it's, well, Rebirth specifically is almost 5, almost 6 years old, they're still coming out with new content for the game. Still making things interesting. Like I said, I've never seen this room before. It's not a difficult room overall, but a little scary when you're in the opening throes of the game. Okay, I have those 2 bombs, let's go use them. Maybe I'll find something decent. Booyah! And no, nothing decent. Oh well. It was worth a look. Now that gold chest looks a bit more attractive. Hopefully something in there will make my day a little bit brighter. Eh, not really. I believe what this does is occasionally it just makes you intangible to the enemy. And here's our first look on this save file of one of the horsemen. Of course, from a child's perspective, so instead of being a super dangerous looking horse, well, he's still kind of a little dangerous, but hard to take anything seriously that's riding a hobby horse. That's my perspective. And there you go, that's the effect of faded Polaroid. Every now and again you go invisible and the enemy gets a little bit confused. Only a little bit though, because it's not like there's anything else in the shooting. Honestly, I don't like this trinket very much, but it's all I've got, so use what you have until you can find something better. Nice. I even forgot that was an unlock. That's how long it's been since I've done everything in the game. Well, if I had the ability to fly, I'd be having plenty of consumables to use right now. I don't, so... fun for me. Oh, ball of bandages. I completely lost track of what I was doing. Ball of bandages creates this handy-dandy little orb-shaped orbital to block shots and do contact damage. And money talks. It basically, I spend a coin, it shakes the screen, and does a little damage to the enemies in the room. That's it. And by a little, I mean a little. I would rather save my money for anything else. Again, it's just the only item I have. Well, when I get a chance to put this down, I am going to do so, because this item is not good. By any stretch of the imagination, it's not good. Unless you manage to find yourself an infinite money loop, and those are not the most common things in the world. Get away from me! How the hell did I manage to dodge that? Alright, Devil Deal chance is still on. Now I'm feeling a little bit more like myself. Thanks for running from it. Makes me feel real good about myself. Remember earlier in the other episode when I mentioned that you don't get consumables as often in hard mode? Well, now we're kind of seeing what I mean by that. I would love very much to be getting some bombs or another key or something, but may have to wait till the next floor for that. So if you're playing as a character that can fly, you can potentially fly over these corn-laden hoops and not have to kill the flies. But the fact of the matter is you have to break the hoops to get through the room if you don't fly. And so you more than likely are going to have to kill them. Just breaking them causes the fly to become aggressive and hardy. But while it's white like that and capable of taking damage, it can still damage you, so maybe not even the smartest idea to fly over it. And there you go, there's that ball of bandage strats. It does a lot of damage, but it's not the safest thing in the world, so take that strat with a grain of salt. It's not always reliable. Or rather, it is reliable, but it also gets you damaged. Sprinkler. Mr. Dolly, it increases your range and tier stats. Again, you can see it over there. It also drops 3 hearts. Sometimes those hearts are useful things, sometimes not so much. Ugh. I don't like the idea that they're covered in spikes, but if I can get through here without... Oh, no. Okay, you know what? Worth it, though. Guppy's Head, 1 room recharge. That's all it does. Just summons 3 flies. But, friendly fly... I was about to say friendly fries, wow. Well, no one ever said that I did everything right. Summons 3 friendly flies that do double your tier damage upon contact with an enemy. They will seek enemies out, so we got ourselves a lovely and abusable little active item here. And now we've got Conehead. Conehead gives you a free spirit heart, or a soul heart as they're actually called. I get used to other people calling them spirit hearts. Gives you a free soul heart, and every now and again negates a hit. So if we're lucky, we'll see it in action. Let's see. I would rather not rely on that and just, avoid damage from a good play. Which, as we saw in our previous failed run, may not always be the most reliable choice. You could play with That's a lot of free bombs. And another unlock through absolutely no merit of my own, just because a troll bomb blew up some rocks. Those are my favorite kind of unlocks, the ones I don't have to try very hard for. Thanks. That was useful. Okay, you know what? As long as this TNT barrel is mobile, let's see if this is the hit. Sweet. It's not helpful, but sweet. Wait, it is helpful. In one small detail. There you go. Minor increase to my double deal chance. One of these runs in the near future, I'm just gonna have to let my red hearts build up. Get myself a shot at unlocking another character. There we go. Got a nice little posse of flies here to do my bidding. No keys though, so I'm gonna do a few rooms. So you know what? Let's improve my double deal chances even more. Sweet. So the coin beggars serve 2 purposes. Purpose number 1, you can give them coins and they'll drop consumables and perhaps even, if you're really lucky, oh that's right, no keys. Found the shop, can't get into it. Alright. But if you're really lucky, the beggars, if you give them, not if, when you give them enough coins, will give you some sort of collectible. Generally health or a shop item. Alright, little hint for fighting... How did I manage to poison you? Alright, I don't know how that was possible. So, little hint for fighting Yuri Jr. Try to stay only in cardinal directions across from him, her, it, that? Try to stay only in cardinal directions from the mass of flesh, because it likes to charge you down, but if it's only going back and forth in a cardinal direction, it's much easier to dodge. We'll gladly take Gilby. That is a survivability item. Anything good in the arcade? Well, kind of. And we'll blow up these things. The winner is you! Nope. Those rooms are trap rooms. If you open the treasure chest in a trap room, or take whatever item is in there, you will have to fight your way out of it. And since it's just a standard run-of-the-mill green chest, not really worth it. But there can be anything from one regular chest or just a sack of consumables to 2 or 3 chests, sometimes gold chests and stone chests. It's always worth it to check those rooms because you never know when the game-changing item of the run is going to show up. So far, I haven't exactly... Oops. Well, that was silly. Oh, and it was a champion. That's another thing I didn't point out. In and amongst the regular variants of enemies, you'll see enemies that are colored differently, that have more health most of the time, and have different attributes about them. These enemies, if they hit you, do a full heart of damage instead of half a heart. That's what I just got hit by, which puts me in immediate trouble. Oh, I hate those. Ooh, now we're suffering. Sorry for the silence, but I'm trying to stay a little bit concentrated in rooms that are a little difficult. Because as you can see, my situation is not exactly great. And to be fair, I've survived the worst situations before. I would just rather not lose 2 runs in a row due to stupidity. Even though I found the item room, I'm going to try to find the shop first, because there's the possibility I'll be able to buy another key in the shop, and maybe something that'll lend itself to survivability in the shop. I have the money for it, so I want to go that way first. Oh, I hate these things. And of course they spawn little maggots that are just going to take more time to kill. So, not to complain or anything, game, but you could do more to help me out with my offensive capability. I'd like to not feel like I'm completely overwhelmed in any given situation. Just a suggestion, if you could help me out at that is our shop. Now I know on the later floors the shop has a bad habit of just spawning greed. I'm hoping that this shop is a shop and not a trap. Get out of here. Well, I was right about one thing, I can buy a key. And I'll buy this bomb too. Ah, get away from me. Oops. Alright, probably not worth exploring too much more of the floor, so let's just get to the item room. The finger! Alright, well, I mean, it's kind of offensive capability. Basically, what this is going to do is, you can probably see it in action right now. It does minor... Actually, the Beta Core is helping me right now. What the finger is going to be doing for me is it does minor damage in whatever direction it's pointing. And it responds very well to your directional input as it points in whatever direction you're firing. But you can also tilt it to tilt it in directions that you can't normally fire. So it's one of the few reliable ways in the game to do diagonal damage. A concept I haven't quite explored yet. But as you can also see, it doesn't really do much damage. And it's something. I can't really complain about about having a little bit of offensive force, but honestly, I wish I had something that packed a bit more punch. Now, when will you drop me a decent item? Alright, well, it's HP, I can't complain too much. That is Guppy's collar. I would take the book, but I don't want to leave myself in a horrible position. And I have a pretty decent active already. Once again, for the uninitiated, Guppy's collar is an item that gives you a semi-tangible extra life. Roughly a 50-50 chance when you go down that it'll bring you back to life. More importantly, it's another Guppy item. If you collect 3 Guppy items in one run, no keys. If you collect 3 Guppy items in one run, you get transformed into what the game calls Guppy. Which, if you look into the game's lore, is Isaac's pet cat. Thank you, not treasure chest, key. Transforming into Guppy is a very strong transformation zone. Definitely hoping to find a 3rd Guppy item. And to offer explanation, what Guppy does is it causes you to fly. It also makes it so that any shot you land on an enemy produces a friendly fly. And if you remember what I said earlier about friendly flies doing double your tier damage, that's a big damage increase, as well as a mobility increase. I could definitely use that. I hate super jumping enemies, like a lot of it. They throw off everything. I hate teleporting enemies in general, and now I'm not in a good enough position to take on that trap room. So let's hope I find something decent. Every enemy has a pattern, it's just about not rushing ahead. And we could make a reasonable argument that perhaps I'm in trouble because I'm not playing so well, and I would say, yeah, you're probably right about that. I am not playing well right now. That doesn't mean you give up, it means you double down and refocus. I can see the mistake I made there. Oh, there's a heart in that room. Taking red heart damage severely lowers your devil deal chances. But considering that I only have 1 red heart and no soul hearts anyway, perhaps it's better that way. I'd rather not be tempted into taking something that could probably kill me. Let's get that card. Maybe I'll be lucky and it'll be the Hierophant. Or the Hermit. You know what, let's use it now, it'll save me a key. A key that I'm going to immediately pick up another one of. Oh, you guys super jump too. God, I hate super jumping enemies. Super jumpers and teleporters are very good at ruining your best laid plans. These creep-laying enemies are annoying. Super jumpers can flat out end runs. Something that I'm good enough at doing just by being dumb, thank you very much. There are some rooms that have no enemies, like this one. That item is not going to help. That room, or rooms like it, are rooms that are cleared instead of by killing all the enemies, by simply hitting all of the pressure plates. This room designed for maximum annoyance. I was hoping that I would get a black heart out of the skulls, but nope, just gonna have to continue to be extra careful. That was lucky. Thank you, all of the bitches. You are my friend. And I'm missing that. Save me item room. Ooh, infestation. I know that infestation helps you spawn friendly flies. I am not entirely sure how the spawning works on that. So I will have to look that up, because I am not going to leave a stone unturned when it comes to item descriptions. MLG Pro Dodge. Ugh. Oh no you don't. I'm only a part-time idiot, sir. once again, keeping concentrated, because when I only have one heart and no guarantee that I'm going to make it through a situation, I would rather focus and not lose the entire run. One more champion, so once again, be friggin' careful. Remember what I said about diagonal damage? There we go. Now we're looking good. Not worried about one coin right now. Super jumpers again, and this one's got a black hole effect. Even worse. Oh, stop already. You see why I dislike super jumpers? I don't like bonies either, but honestly, they're a little bit more predictable than super jumpers. It could perhaps be a bit more damn. Could be perhaps a bit more accurate to call them teleporting enemies, but one, those particular enemies aren't teleporting, and it's fun. Last time we fought Monstro 2, I had better offensive capability than this, so this might take a minute. But at least he's predictable. I know what he's in this one. Pretty much, you know, anytime before midnight, but after 11:59 p.m. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Oh well. That's where you get for being clever. Trying to be clever. Maybe I should shut up. It would be nice if you didn't super jump with every action you took. I'd like to actually be able to do damage. Oh, that's lovely. Fortunately, I spawned a half heart earlier, so I'm still okay. Kind of. Oh, let me guess, are you gonna jump again? Oh, wow! I could never have guessed that. Okay, Monster 2, you are getting beyond. Way more health than Monstro. And your attack patterns spawn something more enemies. In case you haven't figured it out, I'm not exactly worried about my language while I'm playing. Well, look at it, I'm an adult. I can talk like an adult now. Doesn't mean I can speak well, just means I can, you know, do it. No thanks. Mimic chests hurt you to open them, and I am not in a great position when it comes to health. By the way, those enemies that look like they're wearing a stone mask, they can only be damaged from behind, so them in conjunction with the bonies, which, you know, any momentary analysis would tell you that they're friggin' skeletons. And oh, come on. And you have another rather dangerous room, though not nearly as dangerous as some of the other things I've seen. Is this a secret room? Yeah. 3 pills. Let's see if they're any good.
Full health. Bombs are key.
I don't know how I feel about that. But I can get into the boss trap room. Let's see if there's anything in here that helps. Kind of, but I'm not feeling confident enough in my combat ability for that. So, yeah. And as you can see, because of their shielding, all attempts at offense are wasted. Or rather, all attempts at offense using my flies are wasted. If I have any complaints about the way Afterbirth Plus is structured, it's probably in the idea that there's seemingly too many items in the game. It's way too easy to have runs where you get no offensive punch to what you can do when you really need it. And then you end up having runs like this that take way too long, despite the rather short length, because you just aren't doing enough damage to kill enemies. Notice that I still have the same damage I did on the first floor. I would hope that by now I would have gotten at least one damage. Interestingly, in the first run that I actually cleared, that's all I got was one damage up. Guess I'm gonna scour through them and go, oh, it's not right actually, you actually got another damage up. I don't care. I'm complaining right now, so I'm gonna keep complaining. I'm in complaint mode. Ooh, well, I guess I can't complain about Holy Light. Alright, so you're gonna notice as I'm shooting that every now and again the shots that come screaming out of my face are surrounded in, as one would guess, a Holy Light. That does that. It drops a beam of light on the enemy's head that does a lot of damage. I want to say it's either triple or 4 times your tier damage. So between that and... let me see if I can get a soul heart out of these blue flames. Excellent. Blue flames, by the way, can only be destroyed with bombs, but there's a chance that they'll drop soul hearts. Hey, you just saw Conehead work. And by the way, despite the fact that I'm in a precarious position there, the reason to do that is, one, because red hearts are common, and the blood donation machines take from your red hearts first. And secondly, and more importantly, it's worth a little bit of extra money. So now I have a... oh my god, super jumpers, go away. Ooh, useful, but I don't think it's anything I want to hold on to. Libraries will generally have anywhere between 1 to 3 books in them to try to improve matters. Hopefully improve matters. Not every book is necessarily designed equally. Alright, did I ever find the shop? No. I should find that before I fight Mom. Because once you step into the boss fight with Mom, you can't step back out without a teleport. So, let's see if I can find the shop and maybe improve my situation a little bit. Ow. Alright, situation is once again in dire straits. Well, you wouldn't be in dire straits if you stopped taking so much stupid damage. Thank you, voice in my head. You're very helpful today. Nope. Not spending resources on a slot machine. Where is the shop? Feels like I've been searching for an age. There it is. That'll help in the next floor. Well, a man can dream, can't he? Alright, well, just gonna have to make good use of Ball of Bandages and these flies. Like I said, I don't put a lot of faith in the finger. Now, the interesting thing about the Mom fight is that once the foot touches down, it can't do contact damage to you anymore, so that's the perfect time to run in with the Ball of Bandages, or Cube of Meat if that's what you have, and do some serious damage. So I'm not too worried about having 4 damage for this fight. It's for future fights that I'm more worried about. Mom also spends all of her time summoning enemies, so if it seems like I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off, I'm kind of out. But also, my comparatively low damage the idea that there's constantly enemies in here, most of which are still trying to shoot, which makes things even more precarious. You'll quickly come to understand that enemies that charge you down are the friggin' worst. And this one even has the added bonus of firing off suicide shots. I'd love to be able to do damage, please. This fight is taking way too long because I've gotten no damage upgrades. Boy, I hope not every run I do is like this. So, the special thing about the heart, not only is it an HP upgrade, but it's also full health. So now I'm in, well, a decent situation. I wouldn't call it good. And we're using the sun now. The sun is probably the best, well, not the best, but a great card. It basically performs a room nuke, as well as restoring you to full health and revealing the map. So I probably could have saved it for going in and out of a cursed room or something like that, but there are some rooms I just don't like dealing with. In my opinion, the enemies that show up in the womb levels are the worst enemies in the game. No secret room. Should have figured. There are just certain enemies in this level that I cannot stand. Thanks. That's great. By the way, remember what I said about enemies only doing half heart damage? Well, that gets thrown out the window for this point in the game and onwards. From this point forward, all enemies do full heart damage, whether they're champions or not. So now the benefit of being a champion enemy is that you just have way more health than anything else. And sometimes do really annoying things like spirit out random shots. Another thing I forgot to mention about Holy Light, the interval at which you fire out those Holy Light shots is based upon your luck score. Which there's much better... Oh, get away from me, get away from me. Which there's much better ways of raising your luck score after you've unlocked a few things. By that, I namely mean lucky pennies. Oh, if only. If only. Plus, I have no bombs. Alright, right now it's probably just good to get out of here. I do not want to attempt fate right now. Oh, lovely! Hardest, probably one of the hardest bosses, at least in the base game. And I'm fighting him when I have basically no damage. I would like it if you were to stay down there at the bottom of the screen. So, if you wonder what makes the bloat so difficult, well, for one, the two randomly floating eyes don't help anything. He's a super jumper, and that goes along with everything that I dislike about super jumpers. He also has that attack, and if I stand alongside or underneath him, he fires lasers at me. Really big, strong, powerful lasers. Which you just saw him do for no reason because he's confused. Yeah, this is... Anyone who's saying that this doesn't... Yeah, there we go. Oh, look what triggered. Thank you, Guppy's Collar, although I think I would have preferred to be put out of my misery. Alright. Got one more shot at this, thanks to all the red hearts that have been dropping on the floor. This is not a good time to be fighting the bloat. Oh yeah, and he creates these wonderful blood puddles that damage me if I step in them. So, To say that this is the boss that can cover the greatest amount of the base boss that can cover the most amount of ground to damage you with, would be nearly an understatement. I hate this boss. I hate this boss a lot. This is the boss that makes me wish I could just fight Larry Jr. over and over again. Alright, continue reading the patterns. The only way I'm going to get through this alive is by taking it slow. Right now, trying to attack him is just going to get me lasered. Alright, now I have a chance of doing damage to him. But you can always join me up here at the top of the screen, so I need to be extra careful. Extra careful with the side chips. Alright, time to wait for him to jump back down. Oh, thank you, people. Thank you. Always forget. No, it isn't. Get away! Oh my god, quotes suck a dick. Yep, there we go. Well, that's 2 failures in a row. I'm feeling pretty confident in myself now. Well, thanks for watching regardless. I'm still posting this up despite the fact that it's embarrassing. Hopefully you'll do me a favor and drop a like, maybe a comment, maybe you'll subscribe, maybe you won't. I can't determine any of that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully next run will be better. See ya!